of the most important aspects of your presentation, but also one of the most overlooked, is financing. It's easy to see why. Quite simply, salespeople are often reluctant to ask personal questions of customers. And customers are, of course, reluctant to give such information to someone who they've just recently met. Most salespeople think mortgage qualification should be a way to eliminate buyers. Gee, I worked all these hours for these customers only to find out they couldn't qualify for a simple pair of shoes. But if your thinking comes across that way, this will be a major turnoff for your customers. While some people quite simply are not able to afford a home, a much greater number, are often on the borderline and frankly need your time and assistance to becoming homeowners. Okay? Approach the subject delicately, but in a way designed to help the prospect through the process, as opposed to simply excluding them. The solution most salespeople, I find, take when dealing with financing is to say something like this: have you been pre-qualified for a mortgage? This is better than avoiding the entire subject, but it's a poor way to begin the financing discussion. Besides, this question probably won't get you very far. Consider that we did an actual analysis of customers who answered this question. We quite frankly found out that 40% of the customers who said they were, quote, pre-qualified were actually had a limited pre-qualification that didn't go much beyond comparing the cost of their home with their income, something what we call back-of-the-napkin pre-qualification. Another 20% of the people who said they had been pre-qualified actually weren't at all, but didn't want to answer the question, okay? And the given ratios by someone they thought was reliable. For instance, a couple's parents may have told them a few years ago, never buy a home that's more than 2.5 times your annual income. And 15% of the customers who said they were pre-qualified actually just used the same ratios they had been given the last time they purchased a home. This doesn't take into account changes in the financial system along with changes in the mortgage industry which have occurred since the last time they purchased. So if you add all this up, in fact, only about 35% of the people who said they were actually pre-qualified actually belonged in that category. So, what's your role? Your role is not to cater to only that's 35% of the people who are walking in your door, but instead to help all 100% of your prospects become homeowners. The best way to start this area of questioning is to begin this way. Has anyone taken the time to follow through the mortgage qualification process with you? Let me say that again. Has anyone taken the time to go through the mortgage qualification process with you? See, this softens up the entire conversation. Next, try saying something like this. Now I want to take some time to help you understand what is involved. I'm not here to exclude you. I'm here to simply help you. Okay? For many people who are moving up from another home, they assume that the mortgage business is the same as it was the last time they bought, right? But what if it has been more than several years? They'll find out that the mortgage business has become far more sophisticated and has far more options than they even considered. The role of the salesperson is to categorize prospects' priorities, just like you do this for the home and the home site and the community and the location. I also hear many salespeople say not taking ownership in the mortgage issue and simply sending it down the street to their mortgage broker. And while not every salesperson is required to do mortgage qualification, you should be schooled in some basic aspects of the mortgage qualification process. In addition to understanding such basic concepts as front-end and back-end ratios, you should also be able to understand and cater to the customer's needs. Most mortgage programs are designed to appeal to only one of 4 financing priorities. It is therefore important that your customers understand that for a mortgage company to be successful, they have to be extremely competitive in all 4 areas, but with that said, which one of these would be a priority for you? For some customers, they want to minimize their out-of-pocket upfront costs. For other customers, they want to minimize their monthly payment. A third group simply wants the lowest interest rate, and the fourth group wants to be able to qualify for a home even if they have credit issues. Again, you won't know what the customer's priorities are until after you ask some key questions. And even after you pass along the information to your mortgage company, be sure to stay engaged in the process. Remember, as I like to say, half the mortgage loan officers offer below average service. It's the nature of the beast. And you want to be on top of any unforeseen customer hiccups, which can sidetrack not only the mortgage, but the sale. Most of all, you are an active partner in every facet of a prospect's home buying decision, and financing plays an integral part in that equation. So remember, don't download mortgage qualification to others. Don't allow mortgage qualification to exclude your home buyers. Use it as a way to include more home buyers and get more than your fair share of sales. Thanks so much.